Canon been busy today? Someone decided to get up and go to work. Holy cow, 3 lenses. We talk about them. It's an interesting strategy of Canon. They bring like super heavy, expensive, undreamable lenses that nobody would ever think of, like the 24-105 2.8. It's like, no one's ever done it. How can it even happen? But who could afford it and who could even lift it? Versus like the ultra budget, just freak boy 10-18 with the Tonys, less Tonys than your mom had over for Thanksgiving. And then the sweet spot 200-800, a Sony 200-600 killer, you think? Let's talk about these lenses while filming on a Nikon?
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
Aiden Camera has lent us the Nikon Z30 with the 12-28. Let's all go to Aiden Camera tonight, or should we wait for their Black Magic? Oh, that's not the word. Black Friday sale coming soon? Let's all wait till then. November 17th. You coming? Everything is 90% off, I think, and buy one, get one free of anything you want, I think. Don't quote me on that. Use the code Camera Conspiracies. 90% off to anything. C70, whatever you want. So I have reviewed the reviews. Thank you, Gordon Lang, for vlogging your way to my heart. And we got some notes here. Since Canon doesn't like me so much, they're a little offended by the whole hammer creation thing. Look, you're iconic. These are great lenses. A super light vlogging lens. Thank you. Who needs to stop it down? We want to see the background. We love you. Good job on that one. I'll buy it. What's the reason for the 6.3? 800mm f9, is that a... Ow. You're a dick. When it comes to this 10-18, Tony 4.5 to 6.3, you have to realize in full frame terms, that's a Tony 7.2 to 10. It's funny, it's cute, it's so tiny, and for vlogging, you want the background to be in focus, so like I don't mind that. And you're out in a sunny day, it's like, okay, alright, it's so light. That would be hilarious. I could use that on my EOS R in 4K. That might even be fun. I might pounce on this thing. So don't just dismiss it because, oh my god, it's so much darker than the original. That was my original thought, but I'm done with like background blur for vlogs. People are out there right now with a 24mm 1.4 saying, look how cinematic I am, bro. It's like you're the dumbest person in that whole block of people. At least other people are like going to buy things, sandwiches and stuff. Like they're smarter than you. You blurred out everything. In fact, I've been vlogging on the Zeiss 18mm 2.8 at Tony 8. I even tried Tony 11 the other day. That was a bit much. I think diffraction frickin' entered our lives, but Tony 8 is beautiful, but the Zeiss has 3D pop and beauty and like color saturation, micro contrast. Come on. Is this lens gonna have that? I doubt it, but it'll be sharp. And 49mm filter thread, you put a little glimmer glass on there, you might have something. The Stabe, it's not going to be super smooth, but neither would this be. Or is it? Gordon Lang thinks it's smooth enough. When he walks to the grocery store in South Africa, he likes to buy coffee. You could buy him a coffee instead. He wouldn't have to walk. He holds it with both hands. Thank you, Gordon. If you're curious, we're in flat profile with some sharpness turned down, black pro mist on here. Let's see how ugly I can be in a Nikon camera. Not bad, Nicky boy. You turn sharpness up as high as it goes, saturation all the way, clarity, everything's maxed. It's not even ugly. That's weird. It should be like compared to Sony. When I do that on Sony, the cowboy smoker over there who's about to drop dead of heart disease, Nikon's just like modern and like hip. It's not even ugly enough. You suck, Nikon. You suck. I would have to enhance it. That's better. That's better. So like honestly, My initial impression of the 10 to 18 is like, what the hell are you doing? Like, such a budget lens, so cheap and nasty, but I think it will perform quite well for vlogging. Not bad. It's just, it's not going to have the 3D pop we need from a Zeiss or a Leica or a Voigtlander. But whatever. It's cheap, it's light. There's no lens hood that comes with it. That's probably going to be $97. I don't know. I would pounce. I'm almost considering pouncing at Aiden Camera at the Black Friday sale they have coming up. 90% off. And I'll get 2 of them. And then I'll sell the 1 lens and buy a lens hood. Huh? So, like, for my EOS R, that'd be hilarious. Boom. Because the original EF 10 to 18, while it's slightly faster, it's much heavier, and then you have to adapt it to all the mirrorless glass, so that adds like a 100-gram adapter and extends it out further. Like, finally, they have made a wide angle. If you're an aps-c Canon for some reason, what are you even gonna do? But like, the lightest thing, you could get an R100 and laugh your way to just like, it's not even, it's a feather. You're carrying feathers. You might as well hold a pigeon in your other hand to compare it. You'd be like, You'd have to pluck the feathers and throw the bird into the street, but when you do that, it's like, same weight. Okay, when it comes to the 24 to 105 Tony 2.8, we have now zoomed in 1330 grams. Look, it's a 2.8, 24 to 105, like, wow, well done. They say it's for video. I can't imagine, like, professional stuff. When you're in music video, it's like, oh, we got the wide angle. Look, I can't believe, like, some people are going to be so impressed that you have that zoom range at a 2.8. It's a feat of engineering strength and fantastic. It's not something I would ever even want to look at in a store. Like, imagine it right here on a tripod. It would be like weighing down. It would break something. Probably the table, as it tipped over, it would crack your table in half. It's heavy. It's bright. Expensive. Don't get that power zoom thing or you'll be even more in debt. You could buy it at the Aiden Camera Blackmagic store sale. But this has kind of been Canon's strategy from the beginning. Like the 28 to 70 Tony 2 lens. Like so big and heavy, a never been done before lens. And then like these budget 1.8 primes that aren't really that great. So you get like super expensive L lenses that are sharp. Do they have 3D pop? I don't know. I feel like Nikon will never expose for me if that little tube light is on. Did someone order a hair light? Huh? So like, I don't know. That one's not on my radar at all. But like, well done for showing us what's possible. Moving right along. When it comes to Canon's 200 to 800, as a Sony 200 to 600 user, this is an interesting lens. I'm going to tell you where they did well and what they missed. This is a fantastic lens. Everybody knows it. It's the lens to be in the Sony system. Super short zoom throw. Boom. Manual focus, smooth as heck. Internal zoom. It's heavy, but 200 to 600, plenty enough range for everything I'd ever need. I have not needed 800, but it would be nice. There's moments where you want to fill a sparrow into your shot. I get it. You're a wildlife professional and you're filming sparrows. So here's the deal. In my opinion, this lens has a quality to it that is just, it has that 3D pop look. Just the separation, it's fantastic. I love it. Whereas the 800mm, I'm just going to show you a little screenshot from Gordon Lang's video. He only took one little moment, but when it focused to the background, it's a very flat look. It's a pathway and the trees are getting further and further away, but if you were to just zoom in on the trees, they look like they're side by side. It's hard to see any depth because there's no micro contrast. There's no... Canon just kind of wanted to make this lens cheap and fun and budget, and that's kind of what Canon does. Blow you away with lots of money or underwhelm you for cheap. It's cheap though. I think it's only like $100 less than this though. And the crazy thing is, this is actually a bit shorter than this 800mm. Tony 9. Frickin' 9 Tonys. So like the Canon is out here. I haven't seen anybody measure it when it's fully zoomed out. Look how long this gets when it's zoomed out. It didn't change. This one extends so far out there. And that weight is without the lens hood, by the way. So I weighed mine, even though it has this Wimberley metal plate that I added to it. This is 2240 grams and the Canon's 2050. It's a bit lighter and you get longer reach. Kind of cool. But the Tonys and the 3D Pop, I think, are lacking. Both these lenses have pretty terrible macro, like 0.2 times. What are you gonna do with that? 800 mil and you're not getting very close. Very similar look. It's not great. But hot damn, the super long zoom throw. I mean, this can be done in a quarter turn. It's a little awkward. If you're like this, it's quite quick to... But like, Canon's is at least 3 turns to fully extend out, and then it goes so long. That's gonna annoy you. I've always been annoyed by zooms that really extend out there. Because what I do is, say I'm at 200, I'm on the Canon, I'm looking through the viewfinder, I see a bird, okay, and then I zoom into it while I'm looking through the viewfinder, and it's like, oh my god, the image is shaking like crazy. You lose the bird at some point. It's not great. Whereas this one, it's such a minor thing. Like, oh, I see it, and then I'm just like, finger tweaking. Boom, there you are, my friend. Okay, zoom out a little bit. Okay. It's so easy to do, whereas this one's not at all. So like, an internal zoom really makes all the difference in the world for wildlife. If you had this thing on an R7, you'd be at 1280 mils. It's ridiculous at that point. It's not gonna look right at all. Like, it'll be hazy, and like, you'll just tell, like, that looks off. It's gonna look like a bridge cam, but 1280 reach, it's fun to do. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like the Panasonic G9 with its pixel-to-pixel crop, and okay, you could have some fun. And then the R7 has this 4K 60 crop mode that you can do. You might have some crazy fun times with it. It's decent. I'm not hating on any of these releases. Like, the old me would have been like, damn, this is so slow, what the hell, budget crap. But if you recap and really think about this, 10 to 18, super light, vloggers are gonna love it. They're not going to be stable enough. They're going to be shaking around thinking they can just walk like wildebeest. If you're careful, even this lens does not have great stay, but if you're careful, probably pretty good. So like, not bad release there. It's fun, and I am debating getting it for my full frame camera. It could be fun. And will it work in full frame mode? Sometimes they do. These 10 to 18s, it's like just a little bit of vignette, then you have a super freak ultra wide. That'd be fun times. The 24 to 105, some people will love that thing, I bet. Moving on along, the 200 to 800. That's intriguing. I think it's much better than the 100 to 500. That thing never excited me. Not only was it like a super long zoom throw, the focus ring, I don't know, Canon's positioning is not as good. Sony has just, everything's right there. And if you're holding it underneath the tripod like this, everything's reachable where you're zooming and then you're back here for focusing if you want. Why am I not pointed at anything? Oh, like, I love this. Whereas like Nikon will have the zoom thing here and then the focus is up here. And it's like, how are you gonna do that holding by the tripod? So like, Canon's also really weird with a tiny little thing. It's like right here, and it's tiny little strip like this white thing. That's gonna suck. And with gloves on in winter, like, can you even find that focus thing? Will you even need it? Animal eye detect, you might not. Wow. So all in all, not bad releases, kind of fun. We'll see what Sony does to debunk you in a week. They're coming out with some announcement soon. A9 III or something. Like, anybody cares about that. And the 300mm prime, like, no, nobody. But whatever. I will review this soon. Thank you, Aiden Camera, for lending it to me. Let's all go to them tonight. Or before the 17th. Black Friday. 90% off. Guaranteed. I'm gonna leave. You subscribing? What do you think of these lenses? Let me know. Did I miss something? Are you excited for which one? Tell me. I'll delete your comment. Subscribe for more.